Have you ever seen foam in your urine? It's something most people don't think about, but it's likely protein being there, a sign of early kidney disease. Don't fret yet, you're not alone. Up to 33% of people worldwide have protein in their urine, which is proteinuria, at some point due to health issues like inflammation, diabetes, high blood pressure, heart failure, kidney disease, or certain infections. Proteinuria can be an early hint that your kidneys are under stress, and ignoring it could lead to bigger issues down the road, like kidney failure. The good news is that you can manage proteinuria and protect your kidney health with simple changes in your diet and habits. Please note that proteinuria may be temporary or persistent. Our proteinuria series will focus more on persistent proteinuria that is often due to chronic kidney conditions. Be sure to watch until the end to learn about the causes and prevention of proteinuria. Goodbye proteinuria. 4 fruits seniors must eat and 4 you should never touch. Does it ever feel like the rules of healthy eating have suddenly turned against you? One day, the very foods you chose for your health, like a daily banana, are suddenly labeled forbidden in a kidney-friendly diet. That frustration is understandable and common, so we have to ask, which healthy fruit are you most worried about right now? Let us know in the comments below. In this video, we're putting these fruits on trial. We will prosecute 4 surprising villains hiding in your kitchen that may damage your kidneys and cause proteinuria or foamy urine, and then we'll call 4 true heroes to the stand. This video is packed with myth-busting information that will challenge what you think you know about kidney-friendly eating. And be sure to watch until the end, because we'll not only unmask the #1 most dangerous fruit on our list, we'll also reveal our most unexpected hero and explain the very paradox that gives it so much power. Just so you know, everything in this video is grounded in peer-reviewed research, completely free from marketing bias or miracle cure claims. We've sifted through the science so you can make smart, informed decisions about your health. 4 fruits that worsen proteinuria. 4. Banana. We begin with a beloved fruit that's unfortunately off-limits for most kidney patients, the banana. A single medium banana contains over 400 milligrams of potassium. For healthy kidneys, this isn't a problem. But when kidney function declines, your ability to remove excess potassium becomes impaired. Instead of being filtered out through urine, potassium can accumulate in your bloodstream, leading to hyperkalemia. This elevated blood potassium can cause dangerous heart rhythm abnormalities, muscle weakness, and in severe cases, cardiac arrest. Moreover, increased potassium can worsen proteinuria by putting additional strain on already damaged kidneys, making protein leakage more severe. These risks make potassium management a critical safety priority, not just a dietary preference. You may have seen claims that bananas are unfairly demonized because absorption is only 50%. But let's think about this clinically. Even with reduced absorption, you're still getting 200 milligrams of potassium from one banana. When you're managing a daily potassium budget of 2,000 to 3,000 milligrams, and even 1,500 milligrams for patients with severe chronic kidney disease, or CKD for short, every choice matters. An important note: always read labels on banana bread, muffins, and smoothie mixes, as these concentrated forms can pack even more potassium than fresh bananas. Your nephrologist's caution isn't based on fear. It's based on the serious consequences of hyperkalemia. Until your individual potassium tolerance is clearly established, kidney specialists typically recommend avoiding high potassium fruits like bananas, especially for patients with stage 4 to 5 CKD, those with a history of hyperkalemia, or individuals taking medications like ACE inhibitors or potassium-sparing diuretics. 3. Avocado. It's the superstar of modern health culture, the heart of avocado toast and guacamole. But this health icon is a Trojan horse for those with late-stage CKD, smuggling in a staggering payload of up to 975 milligrams of potassium in just one fruit. And herein lies the paradox. For a healthy body, the good fats and fiber are fantastic. But for kidneys that are already compromised, the game completely changes. The priority shifts from what can I add for benefits to what must I avoid to prevent harm. Because in this new reality, that massive potassium load is no longer an asset. It's a liability that outweighs every benefit. Let's analyze the payload this Trojan horse delivers to your daily potassium budget. Just one small, supposedly harmless quarter slice of avocado spends 244 milligrams. And it comes with a hidden processing fee, another 27 milligrams of phosphorus. Like potassium, phosphorus becomes a concern when kidneys of CKD patients can't filter it effectively. Excess phosphorus pulls calcium from your bones, weakening them while also depositing in blood vessels and contributing to heart disease. For patients already dealing with proteinuria, this mineral imbalance can accelerate kidney decline and increase protein spillage into urine. For a tight budget, that's an expensive price to pay. So the key is to treat avocado not as a food, but as a powerful, flavorful ingredient. The mindset must shift from portion to garnish. Be aware of the guacamole trap, where that distinction is lost. If you must indulge, the guiding principle is one thin slice for flavor, never for filler. Better still, try pureed cauliflower or Greek yogurt as substitutes in recipes. When dining out, specifically request no avocado on salads, sandwiches, and Mexican dishes where it's commonly added. Restaurant guacamole portions are typically much larger than the recommended 1 tablespoon serving, so always ask for it on the side. And hey, if this feels helpful so far, let us know you're out there by tapping that like button. It tells us to keep making content just like this. 2. Orange. It's a symbol of sunshine and vitamin C, a staple of the breakfast table. But is that symbol of vitality hiding a costly flaw? One threat is obvious, but the other is a silent saboteur. The obvious enemy is its high potassium content, which becomes dangerously concentrated in juice. But the silent saboteur is its significant load of oxalates, the compounds that can crystallize in the kidneys to form painful stones. This dangerous combination wages a two-front war on kidneys that are already vulnerable. Both high potassium and oxalate buildup can worsen proteinuria by creating additional oxidative stress on kidney tissues. Let's look at the battlefield data. Front number 1, potassium. A whole orange deploys about 240 milligrams. But a glass of juice is an escalation, launching nearly 500 milligrams. Front number 2, oxalates. On top of that, each orange carries a 29 milligram payload of these stone-forming compounds. For context, the average person consumes 200 to 300 milligrams of oxalates daily without issue. However, kidney stone patients, especially those with calcium oxalate stones, are often advised to limit intake to 100 milligrams per day, with some requiring even stricter limits of 50 milligrams. So, one orange can consume up to 60% of a restricted oxalate budget. The safety principle here is clear. Choose the whole fruit over the juice, and always in strict moderation. For that bright citrusy kick in your cooking, a fantastic trick is to use a little grated lemon or lime zest. This gives you that bright, citrusy aroma with minimal potassium. When recipes call for orange juice, substitute with a mixture of lemon juice and a small amount of apple juice. Be especially vigilant about healthy breakfast drinks and vitamin waters, which often contain concentrated orange juice. 1. Star fruit. We have arrived at our number 1 culprit. It's beautiful, exotic, and shaped like a star. It is also, for anyone with kidney disease, a deadly poison. And unlike our other culprits, this isn't about portion control. This is about complete avoidance. Star fruit attacks the body with a 2-stage toxin system. First, it unleashes a flood of oxalic acid. These compounds can form sharp, microscopic crystals that physically clog and damage your kidney's delicate filters. But it doesn't stop there. It also contains a potent neurotoxin, caramboxin. A struggling kidney cannot remove this poison, allowing it to build up, cross into the brain, and trigger severe neurological damage. Early symptoms include nausea, vomiting, and confusion. This can rapidly progress to seizures, difficulty speaking, and loss of consciousness. In documented cases, patients have experienced persistent hiccups, muscle weakness, and irreversible brain damage. These effects can occur within 2 to 6 hours of eating star fruit. Medical case studies have shown concerning outcomes. In case reviews of kidney patients who ate star fruit, the mortality rate was as high as 30%. Reports show patients' creatinine levels exploding to more than 6 times the normal limit, leading to irreversible damage. Alarmingly, even people with healthy kidneys can suffer acute kidney damage from consuming large amounts of star fruit, creating a dangerous cycle where the fruit impairs the very organs needed to clear its toxins. For patients with existing proteinuria, star fruit consumption can cause rapid deterioration, dramatically increasing protein levels in urine as kidney damage accelerates. The evidence is clear. Star fruit should be completely avoided by kidney patients. There is no safe dose. There is no safe preparation method. This means being vigilant. Always check labels on fruit salads and tropical juices, where star fruit can be an unlisted ingredient. Star fruit may also appear in Asian restaurants and imported fruit mixes without clear labeling. Always ask your server about ingredients in fruit garnishes, smoothies, and exotic cocktails. When traveling to tropical destinations, familiarize yourself with local names: carambola, five-finger fruit, or baliming. Your safety is worth the extra questions. When in doubt, always ask and always refuse. If you're feeling a bit shaken by this information, that's actually a good sign. It means you're ready to move beyond outdated myths and seek out the truth. And here is the good news. The same rigorous science that challenges old beliefs is the very science that illuminates a clear path forward. So now, we leave the myths behind. It's time to introduce you to the tools for healing. 4 truly therapeutic, evidence-backed fruits that give you the power to protect your kidneys and help reduce proteinuria naturally. As we transition to discussing beneficial fruits, we want to emphasize that individual responses can vary greatly. These recommendations represent general principles based on research, but your healthcare provider should always have the final say in your dietary choices. 4 heroes to help reduce proteinuria. 4. Apple. We begin the hero countdown with a classic choice: the apple. Apples, particularly the peel, are rich in quercetin, a powerful flavonoid with potent antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. Research shows quercetin helps protect kidney cells from oxidative stress, DNA damage, and programmed cell death. Studies suggest that quercetin's protective effects may help reduce proteinuria by strengthening the kidney's filtration barriers and preventing protein leakage. Animal studies also demonstrate quercetin's ability to shield your body against various harmful agents, including radiation exposure, lead toxicity, and adenine-induced kidney disease. Apples are naturally low in potassium and oxalate, with a medium apple containing approximately 195 milligrams of potassium and virtually no oxalate. A clinical study confirmed the safety of apple consumption in dialysis patients, showing no significant changes in blood potassium levels after apple intake. Thanks to its low potassium, it's considered a safe haven in a kidney-friendly diet. But this safe haven has a little-known secret. Apples may interact with certain medications. Its natural compounds can block special transporter gates in your gut wall, called oat peas. Think of these gates as the only doorways for certain drugs to enter your bloodstream. When apple juice blocks them, your medication is effectively locked out, unable to reach its target. How serious is this? Documented drug interactions include atenolol, a beta blocker, fexofenadine, an antihistamine, and potentially other medications such as certain statins, thyroxine, and antibiotics. One landmark study showed that apple juice can slash the absorption of the common heart medication atenolol by a staggering 82%. In other words, it can significantly reduce your medication's effectiveness. Fortunately, the solution puts you back in control. Create a 4-hour window between taking your medications and drinking apple juice. This crucial gap in timing ensures your medicine gets a clear path to work properly. Choose organic when possible to reduce pesticide exposure, and consider keeping the peel for extra fiber. Applesauce without added sugar makes an excellent kidney-friendly dessert. 3. Pineapple. Next up, we have another excellent low-potassium choice, the pineapple. A common half-cup serving of pineapple provides you with just approximately 100 to 120 milligrams of potassium. Pineapple also contains minimal oxalates, about 2 milligrams per half cup, making it doubly beneficial for patients concerned about kidney stone formation. But this tropical fruit comes with a remarkable hidden engine, a unique enzyme complex called bromelain. And this engine can be a force for healing, or a source of unexpected interactions to consider. On one hand, bromelain is a potent anti-inflammatory, working to soothe the chronic inflammation common in kidney disease. This anti-inflammatory action is particularly beneficial for patients with proteinuria, as reducing kidney inflammation can help decrease protein spillage into urine. But bromelain also acts as a potent biological amplifier. So while it works to calm inflammation, it can also enhance the effects of certain medications. For instance, bromelain can enhance the effect of blood thinners, like warfarin, significantly increasing the risk of bleeding. Likewise, research shows it can increase the absorption of antibiotics, like amoxicillin, potentially turning a standard dose into a higher dose. These aren't minor concerns. They require awareness and caution. The lesson here isn't to fear pineapple, but to understand it. Fresh pineapple in moderation is fine for most. Note that the core contains the highest concentration of bromelain. Frozen pineapple chunks work well in smoothies and have similar nutritional benefits. If you choose canned, opt for pineapple packed in its own juice to control the sugar, not heavy syrup, and always discard the liquid to manage potassium. 2. Strawberry. Strawberry's low potassium and oxalate content, about 110 milligrams and 2 milligrams per half cup serving, respectively, making them a safe and recommended choice for kidney patients. Plus, they are a rich source of anthocyanins and vitamin C, providing potent antioxidant protection in a kidney-friendly package. But what if the true power of this fruit comes not from the berry itself, but from the allies it empowers inside you? We're talking about the trillions of tiny organisms in your gut. You see, strawberries are packed with specific polyphenols, especially L-gitannins and ellagic acid. Think of these as raw materials. When you eat them, you're delivering these materials to a sophisticated biofactory in your gut. The workers in this factory, your intestinal flora, transform them into entirely new supercharged molecules called urolithins. And fascinatingly, the efficiency of this factory is unique to you. It depends on your personal microbiome, or the microbes living in your gut, what scientists call your metabotype. And this isn't just a fascinating theory. It has profound implications for your kidneys. A 2025 review of clinical trials has concluded that a diet rich in these polyphenols can significantly slow the decline of kidney function in at-risk populations. More importantly for proteinuria patients, these compounds may help repair damaged filtration barriers and reduce protein leakage. It confirms that what happens in your gut has a direct protective effect on your kidneys. Now, observational studies show many CKD patients also have gut dysbiosis, which reduces urolithin production from dietary polyphenols. However, regular strawberry consumption may help gradually restore beneficial gut bacteria, potentially improving this conversion over time. So next time you enjoy a handful of fresh strawberries, know that you're doing more than just eating a healthy snack. You're actively cultivating the garden within, empowering the very ecosystem that works to protect your kidneys. Buy organic strawberries when possible, as they're on the dirty dozen list for pesticide residues. Frozen strawberries are nutritionally comparable and often more affordable. Just ensure there's no added sugars. Buy in bulk when in season and freeze portions in ice cube trays for easy smoothie additions. To maximize the gut health benefits, pair strawberries with a small amount of plain Greek yogurt, which provides prebiotics to feed your beneficial bacteria. 1. Sour cherry. And now, we arrive at our number one hero, the cherry. Its potassium content varies by type, with sour cherries considered low potassium and sweet cherries falling into the moderate range. A half-cup serving of sweet cherries contains approximately 160 mg potassium, still within safe limits for most kidney patients. Sour cherries are particularly renowned for their high polyphenol and anthocyanin content, delivering potent antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties that surpass their sweeter counterparts. Plus, for the millions of kidney patients who also battle the excruciating pain of gout, this fruit is a scientifically proven champion. A 2023 randomized controlled trial involving 354 gout patients found that those consuming tart cherry supplements showed significantly greater improvements in kidney function markers compared to control groups after 12 weeks of treatment. Furthermore, a systematic review of cherry consumption for gout prevention discovered that cherry intake was associated with a 35% reduction in the risk of a painful gout attack. This is particularly relevant since elevated uric acid and gout can worsen proteinuria and accelerate kidney disease progression. So what's the source code behind this power? Cherries contain active compounds that act like natural NSAIDs, such as ibuprofen. They work by blocking enzymes called COX, a major source of inflammation. However, the same compounds that reduce inflammation may also affect kidney function in some cases. Medical case reports have documented potential concerns. These reports warn that concentrated cherry products, like juices and extracts, can trigger acute kidney injury in vulnerable patients. Why? Because in a concentrated form, that powerful COX-blocking effect can dramatically reduce blood flow to kidneys that are already struggling, causing them to shut down. So the research suggests caution with concentrated cherry products like juices, supplements, or extracts. Stick exclusively to fresh or frozen whole cherries. Since cherries are seasonal, buy extra when available and freeze them in single-serving portions. A handful of about 10 to 15 cherries is an ideal serving size. Goodbye proteinuria. 3 drinks seniors must have and 4 you should never touch. That morning glass of orange juice? You drink it for the vital dose of vitamin C. You diligently drink your 8 glasses of water, confident you're helping your kidneys flush out toxins. You even switch to diet soda, thinking you've cleverly outsmarted sugar. But the latest science reveals a surprising pattern, showing how some of these most trusted daily drinks can actually be silent saboteurs, working against your kidneys and triggering proteinuria behind the scenes. So how can these trusted habits be the problem? Before we reveal the answers, we have to ask, out of all the things you drink each day, which one do you secretly suspect might be working against your kidneys? Let us know in the comments below. We're reading every single one. In this video, we're going to unmask 4 of these hidden culprits. And then, we'll arm you with the 3 hero drinks to fight back. And you will want to watch until the very end. Because the number 1 hero we'll share isn't just the most effective. It's also one that's likely sitting in your kitchen right now. 4 worst drinks to avoid for kidneys. 4. Energy drinks. Kicking off our list of culprits at number 4, the energy drink. And the primary threat is a sudden, severe condition called acute kidney injury, or AKI for short. In fact, a major systematic review identified AKI as the most common kidney-related outcome of consuming energy drinks, accounting for 4 out of every 7 reported cases. The question is, why? It's not one single ingredient, but a dangerous synergy, a perfect storm inside the body. It starts with a flood of sugar that overwhelms the system. These drinks contain 40 to 55 grams of sugar per standard can, with some extreme versions packing up to 78 grams. That's equivalent to 20 teaspoons of pure sugar. The American Heart Association, AHA, recommends adults consume no more than 25 to 36 grams, about 6 to 9 teaspoons, of added sugar per day. A single energy drink can deliver more than triple that recommended amount. Also, a typical drink contains between 160 to 300 milligrams of caffeine per 16-ounce serving, with some extreme brands reaching up to 350 milligrams. To put that in perspective, health experts recommend no more than 300 to 400 milligrams of caffeine per day total. That means just one could deliver nearly your entire daily caffeine allowance. And here's the critical insight. This isn't simply a mathematical addition. Caffeine plus sugar plus taurine equals trouble. This is exponential damage. The massive caffeine dose creates a harsh jolt that spikes blood pressure and strains your cardiovascular system. Simultaneously, the sugar tsunami overwhelms your kidney's filtration capacity, potentially leading to proteinuria as your kidneys struggle to cope. When these ingredients combine with other stimulants like taurine, they create a synergistic assault that's far more dangerous than the sum of its individual parts. And the entire formula is delivered as an ultra-processed food, a category that the highest level of scientific evidence, a meta-analysis, now links to a significantly higher risk of chronic kidney disease, or CKD for short. Moreover, energy drinks often pack in phosphorus and sodium additives, which can put extra strain on your kidneys when it comes to processing these minerals. One 2025 case report documented a 20-year-old man, thinking he was simply boosting his energy, suffered AKI after drinking 6 cans a day for just 1 week. That's a threshold far lower than many people might think. Our advice is therefore unequivocal. The only safe amount is none. And for those considering the sugar-free option, please understand, you might dodge the sugar tsunami, but you can't escape the caffeine storm. So what are the safer alternatives? If you need an energy boost, try green tea for a gentler caffeine lift without the sugar crash. A handful of nuts provides sustained energy through healthy fats and protein. For that afternoon slump, a 5-minute walk or some deep breathing exercises can provide natural energy without any risk to your kidneys. 3. Alcoholic drinks. Is alcohol a friend or a foe to your kidneys? The scientific answer is surprisingly complex, and it revolves around something called the J-curve. A massive 2023 study combined results from 11 separate studies involving over 14.6 million people. The findings confirmed this puzzling J-shaped pattern. Light drinking of 12 grams per day or less was associated with a 13% lower risk of protein in the urine, or proteinuria, compared to non-drinkers. But as consumption climbed to heavy drinking levels of 36 to 60 grams per day, the risk flipped, increasing by 9% compared to those who abstained completely. So, at the lowest doses, there appears to be some protective effect against proteinuria. However, even the researchers who conducted this massive analysis emphasize a critical point. These results are counterintuitive and need much more study before anyone should consider them as health recommendations. The relationship between alcohol and kidney health is far too complex and uncertain to suggest that people start drinking for kidney protection. The protective window are so significant that the safest approach remains clear moderation or avoidance entirely. Now, how does this seemingly protective substance turn into a villain? At higher doses, alcohol launches a two-pronged attack. First, it wages a war of attrition through dehydration. By increasing urine output, it reduces vital blood flow, forcing your kidneys to operate under stressful, low fluid conditions. At the same time, it raises your blood pressure. This launches a direct assault on the delicate filters inside your kidneys, potentially triggering proteinuria. Adding to the complexity, A 2019 study on healthy young men revealed that alcohol can create a biphasic blood pressure effect, initially lowering it, then causing a rebound spike while keeping heart rate elevated throughout. This sustained increase in heart rate forces your kidneys to work harder, as they must filter blood that's being pumped at an accelerated pace. So what does this mean for your daily choices? If you choose to drink, understanding the numbers is crucial. 12 grams of alcohol equals roughly one standard drink. A 12-ounce beer, 5-ounce glass of wine, or 1.5 ounces of spirits. Staying within this narrow protective window means limiting yourself to one drink per day maximum, and importantly, not every day. The J-curve's protection appears to come from very moderate, occasional consumption. But here is the critical takeaway. For anyone with existing kidney concerns, high blood pressure, or taking medications, that protective part of the J-curve effectively disappears. Kidneys that are already working hard have lost their reserve capacity. They can't effectively manage the dehydrating effects or the spike in blood pressure that alcohol delivers. For them, the attack begins with the very first drink. 2. Dairy milk. This next culprit is perhaps the most difficult to talk about because for most of our lives, it's been seen as a pillar of good nutrition. Dairy milk. It's rich in calcium, packed with protein, but that's also where the problem starts. The animal protein in milk, about 8 grams per cup, can create acid loading that damages kidney cells and triggers hyperfiltration, forcing kidneys into chronic overdrive. This also increases blood flow to your kidneys and ramps up the pressure inside their tiny filtering units, potentially leading to proteinuria. Moreover, milk is too rich in the very minerals that compromised kidneys struggle to handle: phosphorus and potassium. For healthy kidneys, filtering these minerals is a routine task. But for kidneys already operating at reduced capacity, like in stage 3 to 5 CKD, and this is common in seniors, that same mineral load isn't routine, it's a constant pressure. The very nutrients that define milk's strength become the source of this damaging overload. When these minerals accumulate in compromised kidneys, the consequences extend far beyond kidney function. Excess phosphorus in the bloodstream can disrupt bone metabolism and cause calcium to deposit in your arteries, essentially turning your blood vessels into hardened pipes and increasing one's risk of death from heart disease. Meanwhile, elevated potassium levels create an even more immediate threat: dangerous heart rhythm disturbances that can progress to cardiac arrest. This isn't opinion or theory. It's a core principle from the world's leading kidney experts, Key. And the numbers show why. Take phosphorus. A single glass of 2% milk contains over 250 milligrams and 383 milligrams of potassium. And if you think switching to fat-free milk is the solution, think again. Skim milk actually contains even more potassium at 409 milligrams per glass. For someone on a kidney diet, that's a substantial portion of their daily mineral limits, in just one glass. Remember, this extends beyond just milk itself. Dairy products like yogurt, ice cream, and pudding are equally loaded with phosphorus and potassium, often in even higher concentrations due to their processing and additives. If you do choose dairy, limit portions to half a cup and pair it with phosphorus binders if your doctor recommends them. 1. Sugar-sweetened beverages, SSBs. When you hear sugary drinks, your mind probably jumps to soda. But the official definition of sugar-sweetened beverages, or SSBs, is far broader. It's the sweetened iced tea, the fruit punch, the sport drinks, and yes, the energy drinks we just discussed. So what actually happens inside your body when you drink one? It begins with an immediate shock to your system. The sugar load, mainly fructose, triggers a blood sugar spike, placing your kidneys under filtration strain and increasing the risk of proteinuria. Worse still, the fructose metabolism generates uric acid, a known toxin to kidney cells, while physiological studies show these drinks can constrict the kidney's own blood vessels, reducing their blood supply. This cumulative assault has a surprisingly low tipping point. A 2024 UK Biobank study of nearly 200,000 people found that just one of these drinks per day heightens the risk of CKD by 45%. But here's the shocking twist. Artificially sweetened beverages were even worse, raising CKD risk by 52%. This means that diet sodas and zero-calorie drinks aren't the safe harbor many people believe them to be, and may actually increase your risk of developing proteinuria. So what's the practical way forward? Start with the simplest swap. Replace one sugary drink per day with water infused with lemon, cucumber, or mint for natural flavor without the risk. If you crave carbonation, choose plain sparkling water and add a splash of 100% fruit juice. Just a tablespoon gives flavor while keeping sugar minimal. For caffeine needs, unsweetened tea or black coffee are infinitely safer than energy drinks or sodas. And here's a game-changing tip. When you do drink something sweet, have it with a meal rather than alone. The food helps slow sugar absorption and reduces kidney shock. Curious about the science behind it all? We've linked the studies that support everything we've shared. You'll find them down in the description box. Listening to that list of hidden threats can be disheartening. But here's the good news. For every single threat we've identified, nature offers a powerful solution. For every challenge to your health, there is a hero ready to help. 3 drinks to reduce proteinuria. 3. Homemade lemonade. Lemon water. Behind this simple facade lies a highly effective biochemical agent. Its benefit has nothing to do with detoxing, and everything to do with a single crucial compound that acts as a secret weapon against kidney stones: citrate. For those who already have protein in their urine, an early warning sign of kidney disease, preventing kidney stones becomes absolutely critical. When stones develop in kidneys that are already compromised, they can trigger acute damage on top of existing chronic disease, creating a dangerous double assault that can permanently worsen kidney function. Here's the elegant science. The most common kidney stones are formed when tiny calcium and oxalate particles pair up in the urine. Citrate is the great disruptor of this process. It swoops in and binds with the calcium first, forming a new compound that stays harmlessly dissolved. By intercepting the calcium, it leaves the oxalate with no partner to bond with. Citrus-based drinks like lemonade also gently raise your urine's pH, making it more alkaline rather than acidic. This shift creates a less hospitable environment for certain types of kidney stones to form, particularly uric acid stones, which thrive in acidic conditions. Additionally, a more alkaline urine pH can help reduce the burden on your kidneys to buffer excess acid. And this isn't just a theory, it's a measurable biochemical fact. However, we should acknowledge that real-world results can be more nuanced. A 2021 clinical trial followed 203 patients with recurrent calcium oxalate stones for 2 years. One group added 120 milliliters of fresh lemon juice daily to their standard diet, while the control group followed the standard diet alone. While the study showed mixed results on stone prevention, it confirmed that lemon water significantly improves citrate levels in those who need it most. A 2017 meta-analysis that reviewed multiple clinical trials confirmed it. Consuming citrus products like lemon leads to a significant and protective increase of citrate levels in the urine. It proves the disruptors are reporting for duty. And the best part is how simple it is to put this drink to work. The effective dose is simply the juice of half a lemon in a glass of water each day. But, and this is a critical distinction, this means homemade lemon water. Commercial lemonades are often just sugar delivery systems in disguise. They are not heroes, they are culprits. Fresh lemons also contain higher citrate levels. Drink through a straw to protect tooth enamel from citric acid, and rinse your mouth with plain water afterward to neutralize acidity. 2. Green tea. Our next hero is a familiar staple, green tea. But to understand its true power for kidney health, We need to look beyond the tea leaf and focus on the potent compound it delivers, a powerful antioxidant called EGCG. This, according to a major meta-analysis, is the real hero of the story. EGCG operates with a brilliant two-step defensive strategy. First, it acts as an elite firefighting squad, neutralizing the embers of chronic inflammation that damage kidney tissue. But it's not just about damage control. It then rebuilds your defenses. EGCG activates a master switch in your cells, reinforcing their internal antioxidant shield against future attacks. But does this cellular-level activity translate to real-world results? The most powerful evidence comes from Mendelian randomization research, which studies people born with genetic variants that naturally make them drink more tea. Since these genetic differences are inherited randomly and separate from lifestyle choices, researchers can isolate tea's actual effects on kidney health without the usual confounding factors like exercise habits. The results were clear. Each additional cup of tea per day was linked to a nearly 20% lower risk of developing CKD stages 3 to 5, along with significantly better kidney function overall. Even more remarkably, higher tea consumption was associated with a 24% lower risk of proteinuria. Real-world data backs up these genetic insights. A 2025 analysis of over 17,000 people with kidney disease from the NHANES database found that those in early stages of CKD who drank up to 4 cups of tea daily had an 11% lower risk of death from any cause compared to non-tea drinkers. And if you're concerned about kidney stones, a 2019 study delivered striking results. Among women with calcium-rich urine who were prone to stones, those who drank green tea daily had 0 cases of the most common type of kidney stone compared to 42% of non-tea drinkers. So the evidence is clear that green tea is a powerful ally in fighting proteinuria and protecting kidney function. But to truly equip your body's defenders, how you drink it matters. The first key is in the preparation. Food chemistry shows that boiling water can destroy the delicate EGCG compounds. So to maximize their power, let the water cool slightly before you brew. You can re-steep the same leaves 2 to 3 times throughout the day, getting fresh antioxidants with each brew while reducing waste. The second key is avoiding a common deception: most bottled green teas. They are simply sugar-sweetened beverages in disguise, and the sugar load completely cancels out any potential benefit. 1. Black coffee. For years, coffee has been at the center of a heated health debate. Is it a friend or a foe to your kidneys? The key is to understand that coffee isn't one thing. It's a complex mix of 2 key players. On one hand, you have the heroes, powerful antioxidants like chlorogenic acid and melanoid. Meta-analyses confirm these cellular-level influence long-term kidney health. On the other hand, there's the wild card, caffeine. How your body reacts to caffeine is deeply personal, determined by your genetics. So when you weigh the protective compounds against the genetic variable, what's the net result for most people? The final verdict comes from a massive 2021 meta-analysis of over 500,000 individuals. This study pooled data from 12 separate research studies and found that coffee drinkers had a 14% lower risk of developing CKD, with those drinking 2 or more cups daily showing even greater protection than lighter drinkers. The same analysis found that coffee consumption was linked to an 18% lower risk of end-stage kidney disease, the most severe form requiring dialysis or transplant. Coffee drinkers also showed a 19% lower risk of proteinuria, and remarkably, a 28% lower risk of death related to kidney disease. These findings weren't isolated. A separate 2020 study confirmed similar protection, showing approximately 13% lower CKD risk among coffee drinkers. And if you're concerned about kidney stones, a 2022 analysis of nearly 800,000 people delivered more good news. Those with the highest caffeine intake had a 32% lower risk of developing kidney stones. The conclusion: coffee drinkers had a 14% lower risk of CKD and an 18% lower risk of end-stage kidney disease. This proves that, on balance, coffee is a hero in the fight against proteinuria. At the cellular level, caffeine works by blocking adenosine A1 receptors in the kidney's tiny blood vessels, causing them to dilate and increase blood flow and filtration rate. However, coffee's impact isn't uniform across all people. Genetic variants in the CYP1A2 gene determine how quickly you metabolize caffeine. Slow metabolizers retain caffeine longer and may face higher risks from excessive consumption. So, how do you get the good without the bad? The strategy is simple. First, drink it black. Creamers and sugar don't just add calories, they add a heavy mineral load that can cancel out the benefits. Second, time your last cup before 2 p.m. Late-day caffeine can disrupt sleep, which indirectly harms kidney health. Use paper filters instead of metal ones. They remove caffeistal compounds that can raise cholesterol and potentially stress your cardiovascular system. Third, listen to your body. If coffee makes you feel anxious or jittery, you may be a slow metabolizer of caffeine. For you, less is truly more. Top 3 vitamins that help stop proteinuria and heal your kidneys. Some vitamins may be low in people with kidney damage. Replacing these vitamins, whether naturally in food or by taking supplements, may help improve kidney function by repairing tissues. More specifically, people may be low in many vitamins due to various reasons associated with kidney damage. First, the damage to the kidney's filtering systems, called glomeruli, may allow these vitamins to leak into the urine along with proteins. Second, malnutrition is common in those with kidney damage and may be related to a distorted taste and decreased appetite. It may also result from eating a diet low in nutrient-dense foods. Third, as kidney damage worsens, doctors may recommend limiting certain foods. In cases of severe kidney disease, foods such as certain types of beans, fruits, vegetables, and foods containing milk should not be eaten. These are high in potassium or phosphorus, which can be dangerous when not properly filtered out of the body. Finally, those with no kidney function due to severe disease require dialysis, a mechanical system of filtering the blood. This process presents even further challenges to meeting appropriate vitamin levels. Here, we will delve into the vitamins that can help reverse proteinuria and limit further damage in kidney disease. The first vitamin we will discuss is vitamin D. Vitamin D can be helpful in healing proteinuria and kidney damage for several reasons. First, vitamin D helps to rid the body of inflammation. Inflammation in the kidneys enlarges tiny tube-like filters within the glomeruli and causes proteins to leak. Decreasing the inflammation may decrease proteinuria. Also, vitamin D helps to balance blood pressure within the kidneys. When the kidney tissues are damaged, the kidneys attempt to increase blood flow to the area. However, over time, the excessive force causes even more inflammation and damage that triggers proteinuria. Vitamin D lowers the secretion of hormones and enzymes, such as renin and angiotensin, that can cause high blood pressure in the kidneys. Another function of vitamin D is to help produce antioxidants. Antioxidants decrease damage from harmful substances known as free radicals. Natural body processes, such as using oxygen and breaking down food, form free radicals. These antioxidants attach to free radicals and prevent further damage to the glomerular filtration system, the main cause of proteinuria. The protective effects of vitamin D may help prevent scar tissue formation in the kidney's filtering system cells. By preventing scar tissue from forming, the glomeruli's function may improve, decreasing the amount of protein lost in the urine. However, studies remain controversial regarding vitamin D's effects on stopping proteinuria and healing the kidneys. A 2019 study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association looked at the effect vitamin D3 supplements may have on kidney function. Researchers studied over 1,300 patients with type 2 diabetes. After 5 years, vitamin D3 showed no significant difference in glomerular function. Another 2019 meta-analysis in the journal Kidney Blood Press Research examined studies involving almost 1,500 patients. These patients had kidney damage related to diabetes. The evidence showed that vitamin D supplementation of multiple forms reduced protein in the urine. Ensure you are getting enough vitamin D according to how much your body needs. According to the Kidney Disease Outcome Quality Initiative's 2020 recommendations, adequate vitamin D is necessary for those with any stage of kidney damage or disease. Vitamin D supplementation should be personalized and based on doctor recommendations. Adults over 19 should aim for 600 international units, or IU in short, intake, equivalent to 15 micrograms daily. Those over 70 need an increased intake to get 800 international units, or 20 micrograms daily. Many people get only a minimum amount of sunlight exposure. The recommended dosages consider this: sunlight exposure, eating foods naturally high in vitamin D, and eating fortified foods are additional ways to increase your levels. However, there are a few precautions to note if you plan to take vitamin D. First, vitamin D is fat-soluble and stored in the body tissues. Oversupplementation may result in toxic levels. Those with kidney stones or high blood levels of calcium should be especially cautious. Vitamin D supplementation can further increase the blood levels of absorbed calcium. This may cause an increase in stone formation. Lastly, vitamins containing D levels over 4,000 international units should not be taken without monitoring by a health professional. When it comes to timing, vitamin D can be taken at any time of day. However, this vitamin is absorbed best after eating foods containing healthy fat. When shopping for vitamin D supplements, you may notice two different forms. There is D2 or ergocalciferol and D3 or cholecalciferol. Vitamin D3 may be more effective at raising your blood levels over time. Foods naturally high in vitamin D include cod liver oil and fatty fish, such as mackerel and salmon. Liver and egg yolks also contain naturally high amounts of vitamin D. Also, mushrooms exposed to UV light contain high amounts of vitamin D. Fortified foods high in vitamin D are milk and plant-based kinds of milk. Finally, yogurt, orange juice, and certain cereals may also be fortified and contain high amounts of this critical vitamin in healing kidney damage. Make sure to read the nutrition facts label on the back of food packages for the amount of vitamin D found in fortified foods. Are you enjoying our video so far? If so, please give us some hints by dropping a like, and we'll make more content like this. 2. Vitamin E. The second vitamin that may decrease protein leakage into the urine and help heal the kidneys is vitamin E. Vitamin E may benefit the kidneys in several ways. First, vitamin E is similar to vitamin D in that it helps to reduce inflammation and protect tissues from free radical damage. In particular, vitamin E helps prevent free radical damage to cell membranes. Furthermore, vitamin E may help cells lining the kidney's filtration system repair themselves, a process called autophagy. Cells must undergo autophagy for normal functioning. Vitamin E may promote cells' energy conservation by limiting the amount of autophagy they perform. This vitamin may also play a role in ensuring the autophagy finishes to completion. In addition, vitamin E may also decrease the amount of waste accumulation during this process. Improvements in this cellular maintenance may improve proteinuria and overall kidney function. Studies showing the benefits of vitamin E are promising. One small 2021 study published in the journal Nutrients looked at 59 patients. The patients included had diabetic kidney disease and either an early form of proteinuria known as microalbuminuria or stage 3 chronic kidney disease, or CKD in short, a more progressive form of the disease. While there was no significant reduction in proteinuria in this secondary study, there was an improvement in the preliminary research. The author notes the complex nature of studying vitamin E. When choosing to increase your vitamin E level, keep in mind these important recommendations and precautions. The recommended amount of vitamin E for adults 19 years and older is 15 milligrams daily. In addition, for those with kidney disorders, higher amounts of vitamin E may be used depending on the severity of the disease. People may use a short course of 200 to 400 milligrams daily, but only with your doctor's advice. Taking more vitamin E than recommended may reduce the body's ability to form blood clots and may cause serious harm. Vitamin E taken at high levels for extended periods may also increase the risk of certain cancers. Similar to vitamin D, vitamin E is fat-soluble and stored in the body's tissues. Taking high levels for extended periods may cause toxic levels to accumulate. If you have any health conditions or are on medications, it's essential to speak with a doctor before supplementing with vitamin E. How you take vitamin E may affect levels in your body. You can take vitamin E at any time of the day. However, some use vitamin E to help with insomnia and may prefer to take it at night. Because vitamin E is a fat-soluble vitamin, it is essential to take it with foods containing healthy fat for better absorption. When buying vitamin E, remember that standalone supplements can contain higher dosages than levels of vitamin E found in multivitamins. Typically, these levels are much higher than the recommended daily limit of 15 milligrams. Many foods are naturally high in vitamin E. These include sunflower seeds and nuts, such as Brazil nuts, almonds, and peanuts. Also, wheat germ and vegetable oils such as safflower, corn, and soybean oil are high in vitamin E. Furthermore, vegetables such as pumpkin, asparagus, and red bell pepper contain high levels. You will also find vitamin E in greens like spinach, beet greens, and collards. Finally, avocados and mangoes are additional sources of vitamin E. 3. Vitamin B9, also known as folate or folic acid. Now we will discuss the benefits of vitamin B9 to help stop proteinuria and heal your kidneys. Vitamin B9 is also commonly low, particularly in those with severe kidney disease. First, like vitamins D and E, the antioxidant properties of vitamin B9 can help decrease inflammation and protect kidney tissues from free radical damage. Second, vitamin B9 used in those on dialysis may decrease damage in their dialysis access sites by reducing the occurrence of blood clots. Third, vitamin B9 may help lower the harmful effects of high blood levels of phosphorus in those with severe kidney disease. Problems include binding to calcium by weakening bones to form small stones in different places around the body. In addition, vitamin B9 helps to break down an amino acid in the blood called homocysteine. At high levels, homocysteine may increase the risk of cardiovascular disease, kidney inflammation, and blood clots in those with severe kidney disease. One large study shows the beneficial effect vitamin B9 had on reducing proteinuria and healing kidney damage. The American Journal of Kidney Disease published a 2020 review of a large study called the China Stroke Primary Prevention Trial. The original study looked at over 1,300 patients who had high blood pressure and early to mid-stage chronic kidney disease. The results showed a greater than 80% decrease in the progression of kidney disease over the course of 4 years after taking daily B9. Recommendations for daily intake are based on how the body absorbs vitamin B9. Folic acid is the form of vitamin B9 in supplement form or food fortification. The body absorbs folic acid better than folate, or vitamin B9's naturally occurring form in food. Therefore, the recommended daily amount of folate is measured in micrograms of daily folate equivalent. Adults over 19 should take 400 micrograms of daily folate equivalent, or DFE in short. This amount is comparable to 240 micrograms of folic acid and 400 micrograms of folate. Note that folic acid supplements or fortified food intake should be no more than 1 milligram daily. Those with late-stage kidney damage, also known as end-stage kidney disease, or ESKD in short, may be prescribed a high-dose supplement of 5 milligrams daily of folic acid. However, you should only take high-dose supplements under a doctor's care. Precautions should be adhered to when taking vitamin B9. Both vitamins B9 and B12 work with iron to build red blood cells. Taking more than recommended may hide symptoms in those with a vitamin B12 deficiency. Also, taking more than the recommended amount of vitamin B9 may elevate the development of certain cancers. When shopping for vitamin B9, you will find it in multivitamins, prenatal vitamins, and B-complex vitamins. Methylfolate vitamins are also available for those with the gene mutation known as MTHFR. Check fortified food labels for the amount of vitamin B9 to ensure you eat the recommended amount daily. Vitamin B9 is available in many different foods. Dark leafy green vegetables like arugula, kale, and spinach are high in folate. Other vegetables, such as Brussels sprouts, broccoli, and asparagus, are also high in folate. Other sources high in folate include eggs, legumes such as kidney beans and peas, walnuts, and flax seeds. Lastly, fortified breads and cereals, pasta, corn mesa, and rice contain high amounts of folic acid. Be sure to talk with your doctor about the benefits of taking vitamins D, E, and B9 to stop proteinuria and help heal your kidneys. Precautions. Now, we will discuss when you should talk to your doctor about kidney disease. Watch until the end of this video to receive critical information about the causes of proteinuria and how to prevent it. Earlier in the video, we discussed how proteinuria reveals your risk for future disease. We noted that kidney damage may lead to high blood pressure, diabetes, and heart failure. Talk to your doctor about ways to prevent or heal kidney damage. This may help you achieve optimal health. As damage progresses, you may start to notice the evidence of protein in your urine. It may appear dark, bubbly, or have a froth-like appearance. You may see puffiness in your extremities or face. When the kidneys cannot filter extra fluid into your urine, the fluid, known as edema, collects around the body. You may feel like vomiting or throwing up. This feeling happens when waste accumulates in the blood. You may notice muscle twitching or cramping due to the imbalance in salts and minerals. These symptoms may not be present all at once and may slowly worsen. Speak with your doctor right away if you experience them. Also, if you have chest pain or shortness of breath, call an ambulance or get help immediately. Always consult with a healthcare provider before making significant changes to your diet or vitamin regimen, especially if you have chronic kidney disease or other health conditions. So far, in this video, you have learned that proteinuria is a sign of kidney damage. We discussed why taking vitamins may help stop proteinuria and heal your kidneys. You have also heard about symptoms you may experience in later stages of kidney problems. We will now briefly recap vitamins D, E, and B9. Keep watching to discover the causes of proteinuria and find ways to prevent it. 6 science-backed ways to help stop proteinuria and heal your kidneys. Online, you might find websites and YouTube channels discussing proteinuria as if it's a health condition on its own. However, it's essential to understand that proteinuria is a symptom of kidney disease characterized by an excess of protein in the urine. One may experience more frequent bathroom trips and foamy or bubbly urine. Swelling or edema, shortness of breath, fatigue, nausea, vomiting, loss of appetite, nighttime muscle cramps, and puffy eyes can also occur. Having proteinuria can be a sign of hypertension and, in severe cases, heart disease. Proteinuria may be temporary or persistent. Temporary proteinuria means there is only temporary damage to the kidney due to a sudden kidney injury, such as from a kidney infection or intense exercise and dehydration. This video will focus more on persistent proteinuria that is often due to chronic conditions and can last months or years. Addressing the root cause of proteinuria is crucial for those experiencing it. Understanding why there is an excess of protein in your urine enables you to take appropriate and safe measures to address it. Let's delve into how your kidneys function. Each kidney contains about 1 million tiny filters called nephrons, and each nephron includes a glomerulus, totaling over 1 million glomeruli per kidney. Glomeruli work like kitchen strainers, filtering waste and extra water from the blood while keeping the protein and blood cells your body needs. After the initial filtration by the glomeruli, the filtered fluid flows through the kidney tubules. These tubules reabsorb small proteins and keep them in your blood while passing waste products into urine. So, normally your urine has almost no protein. However, if glomeruli are damaged, proteins can leak into the urine. The amount of protein leaked may be too high for the tubules to reabsorb. Then, protein is excreted in the urine, or proteinuria occurs. This is problematic because proteins should remain in the blood. Reducing protein in the urine is crucial for maintaining kidney health and overall well-being. Now, let's talk about solutions. Since proteinuria isn't a specific disease, treatment should focus on its root cause, kidney disease. High blood pressure, high blood sugar levels, and high blood cholesterol are primary contributors to kidney disease. When kidney disease arises, the nephrons or glomeruli fail to retain protein within the body. High blood pressure forces blood into the kidneys with such intensity that it damages the glomeruli's walls. This pressure thickens these walls, impairing their filtering ability and causing the protein to leak into the urine. Therefore, managing high blood pressure is vital for reducing protein loss in urine. Another major cause of proteinuria is high blood sugar, or diabetes, which damages the small blood vessels in the kidneys, preventing the glomeruli from filtering blood properly. High blood sugar levels overwork the kidneys, leading to damage and protein leakage. Thus, regulating blood sugar levels is essential for managing protein loss in urine. Cholesterol levels also play a role. Excess cholesterol can cause fat buildup and blockages in arteries, narrowing blood vessels, including those supplying the kidneys. The kidneys, which receive about 20% of the heart's blood output, need proper blood flow to function effectively. Blockages from high cholesterol can disrupt this flow, leading to kidney function loss and tissue damage, manifesting as abnormal protein excretion in urine. Managing persistent proteinuria starts with lifestyle changes, such as reducing salt intake to lower blood pressure, increasing fiber intake to manage blood sugar and cholesterol, and quitting smoking and tobacco use. In essence, improving kidney function is key to stopping protein loss in urine, and we are here to provide you with essential information on this journey. From this video, you will learn how to manage proteinuria with foods that possess kidney healing properties, helping to manage or prevent high blood pressure, blood sugar, and cholesterol. 1. Limit protein intake. More protein, fewer carbs has become a popular diet trend promoted by everyone from influencers to gym trainers. It's said to help with weight loss and blood sugar control. High-protein diets are great for weight loss, but consuming too much protein can be risky if you have proteinuria or are at risk of chronic kidney disease, or CKD for short. Simply put, a high-protein diet places additional stress on your kidneys, making them filter more blood than normal. Over time, this added workload can cause protein to leak into the urine and gradually lower kidney function. That's why limiting protein intake is one of the best ways to help stop proteinuria. A low-protein diet can relieve stress on your kidneys by reducing the protein they need to filter. This helps manage proteinuria, cuts down on waste buildup, and even boosts your metabolism. For those dealing with advanced CKD, this approach can help delay the need for treatments like dialysis and kidney transplant. Your protein needs are determined by your weight, urine protein results, stage of kidney disease, whether you have diabetes, and overall nutritional status. A high-protein diet usually offers 1.2 to 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, which is way more than what's usually recommended. The recommended dietary allowance, or RDA, for protein intake is around 1 gram for every kilogram of a person's ideal body weight, a healthy weight based on your height for those participating in minimal exercise. To calculate your ideal body weight, simply convert your height to meters, square it, and multiply by 22. So if you are 5 feet 10 inches, about 178 centimeters, then your ideal body weight is around 70 kilograms, and your protein needs are around 70 grams a day if you participate in mild exercise. If you don't do any exercise, then you only need 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram. But what if you are dealing with proteinuria, or CKD? Generally speaking, if you don't have CKD but are at higher risk, such as having one kidney, diabetes, high blood pressure, or low-level proteinuria, less than 0.3 grams per day of protein in urine, it's best to keep your protein intake under 1 gram per kilogram of body weight per day to protect your kidneys. For those with CKD stages 3 to 5 or having proteinuria, more than 0.3 grams per day, at any stage, aim for about 0.55 to 0.6 grams of protein per kilogram body weight daily. For example, if you weigh 70 kilograms, you would need around 42 grams of protein per day. This is equivalent to about 6 ounces of cooked meat or fish, or 7 large eggs, or 8 ounces of tofu, or 3 cups of cooked legumes. Counting protein in your meals can be tricky, so it's wise to consult a kidney dietitian. They can help you find the right amount of protein that fits your specific needs. Also, note that if you have diabetes along with CKD or proteinuria, it is advisable to consume 0.6 to 0.8 grams of protein per kilograms of body weight each day under careful monitoring. A 2024 study published in the journal Nutrients shows that in people with advanced diabetic kidney disease, following a low-protein diet can reduce proteinuria by 3 times and slow down the decline in kidney function by 5 times. Tips when following a low-protein diet. Here's what to keep in mind when following a low-protein diet. You should get about half of your protein from high-quality sources like eggs, fish, and lean meats. For the rest, plant-based options like tofu, beans, legumes, and nuts are great choices. Avoid processed protein-rich foods like ham, sausages, deli meats, cheeses, and protein bars to keep your protein, phosphorus, and sodium levels in check. If your kidney function is declining, it's better to focus more on plant-based proteins since they create less waste, like urea, compared to animal proteins. If you prefer a vegan low-protein diet, fill your plate with whole or minimally processed foods like fruits, vegetables, cereals, grains, and legumes. It's also advisable to include supplements like essential amino acids or keto acids in your diet to ensure your body gets all the necessary nutrients. A simple guide is to take 1 tablet for every 8 to 10 kilograms of body weight, ideally with meals for better absorption. Many people worry about losing weight and muscle wasting when they follow a low-protein diet. But the solution could be simpler than you imagine. For those with chronic kidney disease, you can prevent this by consuming 25 to 35 calories per kilogram of body weight daily. A practical tip is to pair your low-protein intake with high-energy foods. Options like pasta, noodles, bread, and some protein-free snacks can give you the energy you need without increasing your protein intake. 2. Eat more antioxidant-rich foods. Studies now show that increasing your intake of antioxidants can help correct proteinuria and protect against kidney damage. Here's how. When your body metabolizes oxygen, it generates unstable molecules called free radicals. These molecules harm cells and tissues by stealing electrons from their molecules. Our body can handle some free radicals, but when there is an excess amount, they can attack kidney cells, causing inflammation and scarring. Over time, this can weaken the kidney's ability to filter blood, leading to protein leaking into the urine. Antioxidants neutralize free radicals, reducing oxidative stress and inflammation, which in turn enhances the kidney's filtering ability. Tips when consuming antioxidants. Now, many foods are advertised for their richness in antioxidants, but few people know how it's actually measured. You can assess the antioxidant strength of foods through their oxygen radical absorbance capacity, or ORAC score. This score tells us how well a food can neutralize free radicals in the body. Generally, fresh plant-based foods score the highest in ORAC units, meaning they are rich in antioxidants. In contrast, highly processed and animal-based foods have much lower scores. You need to get at least 8,000 to 11,000 antioxidant units daily from your food to avoid oxidative damage. To get enough antioxidants, it's generally recommended to eat at least 5 to 7 servings of fruits and vegetables each day. Note that the quality matters just as much as the quantity, and not all fruits and veggies provide the same benefits. For instance, a cup of diced melon contains just 241 antioxidant units, while a cup of sweet cherries packs an impressive 4,873 units. Use these simple tips to choose antioxidant-rich foods that benefit your kidneys. Choose bright-colored fruits and vegetables like berries, grapes, apples, zucchini, and bell peppers, all rich in antioxidants. For example, berries are some of the most antioxidant-rich foods, packed with flavonoids and polyphenol that reduce oxidative stress and inflammation. They can also help lower blood pressure, an important factor in managing proteinuria. Just 1 cup of blueberries gives you 9,019 antioxidant units. Raspberries provide 6,058, and strawberries offer 5,938 units. It's easy to include berries in your diet, add them to smoothies, oatmeal, yogurt, or enjoy them as a snack. Alongside berries, red grapes, apples, and bell peppers are also great choices for people with kidney issues. 1 cup of red grapes contains about 1,902 antioxidant units. A medium gala apple has 5,146 units, and 100 grams of bell peppers provides 710 units. Always eat fruits and vegetables with their skins on, as the skin contains a large share of the antioxidants. For instance, a medium red delicious apple with the skin has 7,781 antioxidant units, but peeling it reduces that to 4,727 units. Plus, try to add herbs like turmeric, parsley, and ginger in your meals. Research shows that they can support stable blood sugar levels, reduce proteinuria, and slow down kidney damage, especially in people dealing with diabetic kidney disease. A single teaspoon, around 3 grams, of ground turmeric provides 4,778 antioxidant units, while 1 teaspoon, or 0.5 grams, of dried parsley has 3,717 units, and 1 teaspoon, or 1.8 grams, ground ginger offers 518 units. Choose fresh fruits and veggies over canned ones, and avoid highly processed foods like juices, jams, and jellies, as they often lose their antioxidant content during processing and contain added sugars. Be mindful of your cooking methods. Steaming or lightly sautéing vegetables helps retain more antioxidants than boiling them. Overcooking can reduce their nutrient value. Are you enjoying our video so far? If so, please give us some hints by dropping a like, and we'll make more content like this. 3. Limit sodium intake. While sodium is essential for maintaining fluid balance in your body, consuming too much can overwhelm your kidneys. High sodium intake causes your body to retain more water, which raises blood pressure. This added pressure forces the kidneys to work harder, causing them to leak protein into the urine. Over time, the raised blood pressure can damage kidney tissues and speed up the progression of kidney problems. Reducing your sodium intake can significantly improve your health. The U.S. dietary guidelines recommend keeping sodium intake under 2,300 milligrams per day, which is roughly equal to 1 teaspoon or 5 grams of table salt. However, if you have high blood pressure, diabetes, or CKD, it's advisable to aim for no more than 1,500 milligrams per day. For instance, cutting back on 4.2 grams of salt a day can lower your systolic and diastolic blood pressure by nearly 7 and 4 millimeters of mercury, respectively. Moreover, sticking to a low-salt diet can reduce protein levels in the urine by 36% in people with CKD, offering significant kidney protection. A 2018 study in Nutrients Journal reviewed 11 clinical trials involving 738 people with CKD, stages 1 to 4, to compare effects of low versus high salt intake. The findings were clear. Those who followed a low-salt diet saw a 42% reduction in sodium in the urine, alongside a 4.9 millimeters of mercury drop in systolic and a 2.3 millimeters of mercury drop in diastolic blood pressure. Plus, protein leakage in their urine also reduced by 33% compared to people who consumed a high-salt diet. This means that by lowering salt intake, you not only help manage your blood pressure, but also lower the risk of proteinuria, thereby protecting your kidneys from further damage. Now, let's explore some tips to help you reduce your sodium intake. Tips for reducing sodium intake. Start by buying fresh produce often. Many prepared or packaged foods contain added sodium, so cooking from scratch can give you full control over what you eat. Use herbs, spices, and sodium-free seasonings instead of salt to enhance the taste of your meals. Before using canned vegetables, beans, meats, or fish, rinse them with water to wash away some of the salt. Always check the nutrition facts label for sodium content. If it has 20% or more of the daily value, it's considered high in sodium. Look for products labeled as sodium-free, salt-free, low sodium, reduced sodium, unsalted, or lightly salted to help cut down on salt intake. 4. Consider omega-3 polyunsaturated fatty acids, or PUFAs. You are likely aware that omega-3 fatty acids support heart health. They reduce inflammation and keep arteries clear of plaque. Recent research has revealed that these healthy fats also serve as an adjunct therapy for managing proteinuria, diabetes, and CKD. Here's how they help. Omega-3 fatty acids help manage inflammation, reduce oxidative stress, and balance blood pressure and fluid levels, all of which are important factors for kidney health. They even assist your kidneys in filtering and reabsorbing proteins, which could reduce protein loss, though more research is needed. The 3 essential types of omega-3 PUFAs your body needs are ALA, EPA, and DHA. Short-chain ALA is found in plant oils like flaxseed and soybean, while fish and seafood are rich in long-chain PUFAs, EPA, and DHA, 2 forms your body uses most efficiently. ALA is classified as an essential fatty acid, meaning your body can't produce it on its own, so you need to get it from a diet. Your body can convert a small amount of ALA into DHA and EPA, but this conversion process is limited. That's why it's vital to get these omega-3s directly from food or supplements. This is the only practical way to ensure you're getting enough omega-3s for optimal health. In 2023, a large study examined data from 19 different research projects across 12 countries. It found that people who ate more seafood-derived omega-3 PUFA, like EPA and DHA, had a lower risk of developing CKD. However, plant-based omega-3 PUFA didn't show the same protective effects. In another study published in 2020 in PLOS One journal, researchers explored how long-chain omega-3 PUFA affects proteinuria in people with type 2 diabetes. Those who took long-chain omega-3 PUFA supplements for at least 24 weeks had significantly lower protein levels in their urine. Tips when consuming omega-3s. Now, how much omega-3 fatty acids do you need to reap these benefits? The adequate intake of omega-3 fatty acids is about 1.1 grams per day for women and 1.6 grams for men. This guideline specifically applies to ALA. Clinical trials have shown that taking 1.3 to 2.5 grams of omega-3s daily may help reduce inflammation, lower triglycerides, and improve kidney health in people with moderate to advanced kidney disease. While there are no specific guidelines for proteinuria, the 2020 KDOQI guidelines recommend 2 grams of omega-3 PUFA daily for people with advanced CKD to lower triglycerides. For those with CKD stage 5 on dialysis, doctors may suggest a daily intake of 1.3 to 4 grams. However, after a kidney transplant, omega-3s aren't usually advised for daily use to prevent rejection or enhance graft survival. You can find ALA in plant oils such as flaxseed, soybean, and canola oil, as well as in chia seeds and walnuts. Just 1 tablespoon of flaxseed oil contains 7.26 grams of ALA, while chia seeds offer 5.06 grams and walnuts provide 2.57 grams per ounce. For those looking for DHA and EPA, cold water fatty fish like salmon, tuna, mackerel, and sardines are great options. For example, 3 ounces of cooked salmon provides 1.24 grams of DHA and 0.59 grams of EPA, while herring offers 0.94 grams of DHA and 0.77 grams of EPA in the same portion. If you prefer supplements, options like fish oil, krill oil, and algae-based oils are readily available. A standard fish oil supplement typically delivers about 1 gram of oil, containing around 180 milligrams of EPA and 120 milligrams of DHA. For those interested in the evidence, the studies supporting our claims are provided in the link in our description box. 5. Balance pH with alkaline foods. Your body works tirelessly to maintain a delicate balance of pH and bicarbonate levels. Ideally, your blood's pH should stay between 7.35 and 7.45. If the pH level goes outside this range, you could face serious problems. Regarding bicarbonate, it works like a buffer. helping to neutralize acids in your body. Port balancing the body pH. Kidneys get rid of extra acids and produce and reabsorb bicarbonate. However, if kidney function declines, the kidneys can't reabsorb bicarbonate, making it harder to neutralize acid. This often leads to metabolic acidosis, a condition where the body retains more acid. Now, what's the big deal about too much acid? Acid overload can trigger inflammation and harm the kidney's filtration units, called glomeruli. This damage results in proteinuria, bone loss, muscle wasting, insulin resistance, and even heart problems. Tips for balancing body pH. Now, how can we reduce acid load for better kidney health? Diet plays a vital role. But before discussing dietary tips, it's important to understand potential renal acid load, or PRAL for short, a scoring system that indicates whether foods increase or reduce acidity in the body. Positive PRAL scores indicate acid-forming foods, while negative scores show foods that help reduce acidity. A 2020 study found that for every point increase in PRAL, bicarbonate levels in people with CKD stages 3 and 4 dropped by 0.25 units, meaning more strain is put on the kidneys. Animal products have high positive scores, about 7, while fruits and vegetables typically have negative scores, helping to neutralize acidity. So, the more plant-based foods you eat, the more acid-fighting power you're giving your body. The 2020 KDOQI guidelines also recommend that people with CKD increase their fruit and vegetables intake to help lower acid production. Unfortunately, modern dietary patterns often lean towards animal-based foods, causing the kidneys to excrete way more acid each day. By limiting your diet to just 30% high-quality protein and replacing the rest with alkaline-rich options like fruits and vegetables, you can significantly increase serum bicarbonate levels. Here are some great examples of foods with a negative PRAL: purslane, kale, carrots, eggplant, medjool dates, figs, plums, and avocados. They are delicious options for a natural way to support your acid-base balance. We know it can be a lot to take in with all these food choices. You might be asking, is there a specific diet I should follow? A 2017 study in Nutrients explored the alkalizing potential of various kidney-friendly diets. They compared 4 diets, including a normal protein diet, a low-protein diet, a vegan diet, and a very low-protein diet. They found that lowering protein intake, particularly in vegan and very low-protein diets, greatly decreased net acid production in the body. A vegetarian diet includes 6 to 8 servings of grains, such as bread, pasta, rice, and oats, 4 to 5 servings of fruits and vegetables, and 1 mandatory serving of beans. Olive oil is preferred as the main fat source, while foods of animal origin, like meat, poultry, fish, and eggs, are excluded. Vegetarian diets also come with higher amounts of fiber and vitamin K1, both of which help maintain acid-base balance. However, for people with kidney disease, it's important to carefully monitor your potassium levels when following a vegetarian diet. Also, note that in more severe cases, metabolic acidosis, especially for those with CKD stages 3 to 5, diet alone may not be enough. In such situations, the 2020 KDOQI guidelines recommend using bicarbonate supplements or a citric acid or sodium citrate solution. For example, taking 1,625 to 2,925 milligrams of sodium bicarbonate daily in oral form can help manage chronic metabolic acidosis and provide relief. Always consult your doctor to find the best approach for your condition and ensure the treatment is tailored to your health. 6. Control blood sugar and weight gain. At first, it may seem like they're not related, but your blood sugar levels and waistline actually play a big role in your risk of proteinuria. In fact, by simply managing these issues, you can really lower this risk by more than half. So, how does this all work? When your blood sugar spikes, it triggers inflammation, damages your blood vessels, which also raises blood pressure. All of these things together contribute to proteinuria. This is why it's super important to get ahead of these issues early on to prevent proteinuria and protect your kidneys from further damage. The ADVANCE trial followed 11,140 people with type 2 diabetes for 5 years and found impressive results. Those who focused on lowering blood sugar reduced their risk of end-stage kidney disease by 65%. Cases of early kidney damage, also known as microalbuminuria, dropped by 9%, and more severe kidney damage, also known as macroalbuminuria, decreased by 30%. Now, let's shift gears and talk about weight control. Losing weight is one of the most effective ways to reduce proteinuria, especially for those who are obese and have diabetes. Studies show that even modest weight loss can lower proteinuria in just a few weeks. A 2023 study examined 1,054 patients with type 2 diabetes and found that those who lost at least 3% of their body weight saw 83.3% improvement in proteinuria compared to those who gained weight. In fact, for every kilogram they lost, protein levels in urine dropped by 6%. Shedding those extra pounds not only lightens the load on your kidneys, but also helps manage blood pressure, cholesterol levels, and insulin sensitivity. In addition, it helps lower levels of certain hormones that can harm kidney function. This creates a positive domino effect that can slow down kidney damage. Tips for controlling weight and blood sugar. So, how can you get started? Focus on losing 5 to 10% of your body weight, which has long been proven to make a significant difference for your kidneys. Instead of strict calorie counting, try small, sustainable changes. For example, prioritizing whole foods and practicing portion control by listening to your hunger cues can help you create a natural calorie deficit. This makes weight loss easier to maintain without the stress of constant meal tracking. Now, let's talk about food choices. Simple swaps can make a big difference. Start by choosing smaller portions, baking or grilling your food instead of frying, and swapping out sugary drinks for water. These little changes add up over time, and before you know it, you'll feel better and lighter. To keep your blood sugar stable, limit carbohydrates from sugars to less than 10% of your total energy intake. For fats, focus on consuming more polyunsaturated and monounsaturated fats found in olive oil, nuts, and fish, while cutting down on saturated fats, trans fats, and cholesterol found in fried foods and processed snacks. Incorporate more fruits, veggies, and whole grains into your diet. When it comes to protein, lean options like chicken, fish, and plant-based sources are great choices. Also, stick with low-fat or skimmed dairy products instead of full-fat versions, but be careful of their sugar content. However, as diabetic kidney disease progresses, certain foods may need to be limited because they contain high levels of potassium and phosphorus. It's a good idea to focus on fruits and vegetables that are low in potassium. Using phosphorus binders as prescribed by your doctor can help too. Try to avoid processed foods that are high in phosphorus and use cooking methods like boiling to help lower potassium and phosphorus in your meals. And don't forget about staying active. Aim for at least 30 minutes of moderate exercise, like brisk walking on most days. It can be as simple as walking instead of driving short distances, taking the stairs, or doing household chores like gardening. Look for ways to stay active throughout your day, such as walking during your lunch break or parking farther from the store. Other causes of high protein in urine. Note that having a lot of protein in your urine doesn't always signal a kidney issue needing treatment. If you are doing too intense exercise or dehydrating, or if you are experiencing stress, pregnancy, or a poor diet, your urine protein levels can temporarily rise. So it's important to check your diet, habits, and health conditions to understand why your urine protein levels might be high. Also, pregnant individuals with a history of preeclampsia should have regular checkups. Preeclampsia is a condition with high blood pressure and liver and kidney damage. It usually resolves after childbirth. However, monitoring is still essential. Your doctor might suggest further urine tests to monitor protein levels over time. If they stay high, it could indicate a real kidney disease. During healthcare visits, try to ask specific questions about the diagnosis, treatment plan, lifestyle adjustments, and potential alternative conditions. Also, working with a registered dietitian can help protect your kidneys and reduce proteinuria. They can assist you in planning meals to help you lose weight if needed, avoid high-sodium foods, and eat the right amounts and types of protein. Things that may trigger proteinuria. Now let's take a moment to explore some everyday factors that could trigger proteinuria. One major player in this game is high blood pressure. Even a slight increase can put unnecessary stress on kidneys. Lifestyle choices also play a vital role. A sedentary lifestyle, smoking, or excessive alcohol consumption can put kidneys at greater risk. While red and processed meats can be delicious, eating too much of them may lead to severe proteinuria and increase your risk of developing diabetic kidney disease. On a similar note, it's best to avoid energy drinks. While they might give you a quick boost, their high caffeine and sugar content can cause dehydration and contribute to kidney damage. Also, be mindful of supplements. While they can be helpful, overusing protein supplements can put a lot of strain on your kidneys. Similarly, taking too many NSAIDs, such as ibuprofen, naproxen, or aspirin, can cause proteinuria and harm kidney health. Infections, such as urinary tract infections, or UTIs for short, fever, and even pregnancy can also cause temporary proteinuria. But here's the good news. Many of these triggers are manageable. By incorporating regular exercise, quitting the smoking and drinking habit, and making thoughtful food choices, you can actively support your kidneys and help prevent proteinuria. Conclusion. In summary, taking care of your kidneys is crucial for preventing conditions like proteinuria. Adopting a holistic approach to kidney health through dietary adjustments, weight management, and lifestyle changes can significantly lower your risk and enhance kidney function. Start by balancing your protein intake with plenty of fruits and vegetables, which help maintain a healthy pH level and reduce acid load. It's also crucial to manage your blood sugar levels and achieve a healthy weight. Remember, even small, manageable changes can lead to significant improvements in kidney health. Moreover, be mindful of your lifestyle choices. Regular exercise, limiting alcohol intake, and being cautious with supplements and medications are vital steps to protect your kidneys. Keep an eye on your blood pressure as well. Even minor increases can impact kidney health. However, it's essential to recognize that no single lifestyle change can single-handedly improve kidney function. Instead, it's the combination of these efforts, tailored to your unique health needs, that will yield the best results. Regular consultations with your healthcare provider can help ensure that your strategies are effective and appropriate for your situation. Now, we want to send a big thank you to all our current subscribers and viewers. Your support inspires us to continue sharing valuable content. Hit the bell icon and turn on all notifications so you never miss a life-saving video. Stay informed, stay healthy.